Uh, Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session. So sorry for the delay. Um, it's so nice to be seeing all of the participants in one place. It would have been even better if we could do this in person in your school, but we're happy at least we could get this opportunity to interact with you all. So hello, St. Edmund's School. I am Deborah, and I've got with me Miss Eunice, and we are career counselors from Mary Mentor. Um, yeah, and we will be taking your session today. So y'all must be wondering what is Mary Mentor and what we do. So we are a tech-based career counseling organization that work with students from grade 8 to adults aged 45. And we're here to guide those who want to maybe understand their career options better, who want to become aware of their skills and abilities. Yeah. And we do this through psychometric assessments, through one-to-one counseling sessions, right? And we have a pan-India existence, and we have a lot of government projects that we've undertaken as well. So yeah, we've got like 100 counselors who have helped guide 3 lakh students to find their right career choice. So if you all go to our website, www.marymentor.com, you will find career library with information of about 300 career fields, which, for example, if you all want to know about architecture, right? Okay, so I'm just going to like share my screen so you all can see how the career library looks. Uh, yeah, one second. Okay, so can the host enable screen sharing for me? All right, well, that is happening. So we have a career library with over 300 career fields, information about all those fields. Like for architecture, if you want to know more about the courses, the scope for architecture, you all can just go find, you all will find that option in the site. You can click on that and you will get all the information that you all need. And we have videos of experts in different career fields who will give you career tips. We've got this video on exam stress management. I understand that you all have your exams coming up, right? Okay, you all can actually use the chat box to interact with us, right? So when are your exams starting? Like when are your board exams? Someone can tell me in the chat box. It's probably like next month, I'm assuming, right? Yeah, so if you all need next year, okay, all right. So you all are in 11th, is it? Okay, so before we begin, I'm going to ask all of you all to send me a thumbs up in the chat box, just so that I know you all are there and you all are paying attention. Yeah. Thanks, Sonia, Noel, Vivaka. Thanks, guys. Okay. So you all can use a chat box also to interact, right? So your exam is next year, is it? All right. So we have tips on exam stress management as well, which you all can use. You all can find that very helpful. It's on the website. We also have psychometric assessments, and these are not like any serious exams. This is just tests that you all will take to understand your skills and strengths better. And this will connect you all with your passion, and with the one-to-one counseling session, you all can figure out what is the career field that is right for you all. Yeah. So that is about Mary Mentor and our website. Yeah. And okay, do any of y'all have any questions so far? Or can we start off with our topics? Yeah. Okay. So we have a lot of activities lined up and a lot of interesting topics we're going to be talking about, which y'all will find useful. So please pay attention and hopefully, we can really enjoy this session. Uh,
We're going to start playing an activity. So you can, while we're playing, you can respond using the chat box or turn on your mic and also talk. Yeah.
Yeah, so this game is called letter equation. It is, okay, I'm going to play with Eunice so that you all will understand how this game goes. Okay, so Eunice, 7W in the W.
7 wonders of the world.
Correct. Okay. So that is how the game goes. So 7W in the W is 7 wonders in the world. The first W stands for wonder, the second is for world, right? Y'all can use the chat box to give me the response. I'm just gonna open the chat here. Yeah. Okay. Eunice, I'm just gonna have one more round with her, so you'll be really sure of the rules. 5F in a H.
5 fingers in our hand.
5 fingers in a hand. Very good, Eunice. Okay, you got the game. All right. So did you all understand how the game goes? I will give you all like an equation. You'll need to find out what that sentence stands for, right? Okay. 10 Y's in a D. Y'all can use the chat box, or y'all can even unmute yourself and give me the answer. Let's see who can get it first. 10 Y's in a D. Anyone? Guys, I'll give you another 5 seconds to answer this. Someone try. No, what is, okay, so 5F in a H is 5 fingers in a hand. F is for fingers, H is for hand. So what would 10Y in a D stand for? Eunice, do you want to help them with this?
Yeah.
Okay, what is the answer?
10 years in a decade.
Yes, okay. All right, we'll just do one more round. Guys, can you all use the chat box? Okay, send me any emoji on the chat box so I know that y'all are there. Or I would, yeah, okay. Or shall I ask you all to turn on your cameras and use a fun background? Hi, Sonia. Okay, okay, one more, right? 100Y in a C. What is 100Y in a C? I'm just going to write it down here in case. Yes, okay. Very good, Arman. Do you all want to do one more? This one is an easy one, right? Not too hard. 60S in a M. Yes.
60 seconds in a minute.
Yes, okay, very good. Thank you, the person who answered that, and good job, Arman. All right, so that was the activities, one of my favorite games to play. But yeah, okay. So now Eunice is going to take our first topic for the day. Yeah, Eunice, you can take over.
Thank you, Deborah. How many of you know Mr. Bean? You can give me a thumbs up. Anyone? Am I audible? Oh yeah, a lot of people. Thank you. If I say, do you know Rowan Atkinson? How many of you know his real name? Anyone knows his real name? Okay. Oh, yeah. So Rowan Atkinson, he finished his electrical engineering from the University of Oxford, one of the esteemed university in the world. But he pursued a career where he became an actor. And also to note the fact that he had high IQ, high intelligence. How did he make a switch? What was the issue there? So if you know, during his college time, what happened was he took up a lot of theater classes, he took up a lot of acting classes, and he realized that he had stuttering problem. And he was bullied for that, he was picked on for that. And, he could have stopped right there and went ahead with electrical engineering. But what happened is he created this iconic character, Mr. Bean, that, he made the whole world laugh without even saying a single word. So what we understand from here is that while in our career pathway, it is important to explore what suits us, to figure out what best suitable, what is our interest, how can we go about it. A lot of trial and error methodology can be incorporated. So now I would like to ask you a question. What is career counseling? What is counseling? You would have heard this term somewhere. Anyone? You can use the chat box to type out your answers, or even unmute and tell me what counseling is. Anyone? Okay. Generally, when we talk about counseling, a lot of people assume that it is, giving advice, or someone coming up with solutions for our problem, or someone deciding for us. But what is counseling? What is career counseling? Career counseling is a collaborative effort that is taken by the counselor and the client to identify what is the need, what is the problem, and how do we go about it. You need to understand that counselors do not decide for you. They do not, give you advice, but they are there to listen to you. Oftentimes, what happens is when we go and talk certain things to our parents, or some elders that we can rely on, we don't feel our feelings getting validated. Let's say, for example, mommy and daddy, I want to become so and so. Sometimes what happens is they make fun of us. But in a counseling environment, it is a very safe, confidential environment where what happens is the counselor will validate and acknowledge your feelings, your thoughts, your ideas, and they will make a sense out of what you're trying to say. Second thing is they will help you to identify, your abilities, your talent, your personality, your challenges, your limitations that can go align with your career. So career counseling is a very safe environment where you can discuss, and where you can, obtain the required guidance that is required in your career pathway. Deborah, can you change the slides? Yeah. Now, does anybody, if I ask any of you, what is your personality, who you are? A lot of people don't know. They're unaware. There is lack of self-knowledge. Even when I was in my school age, if someone asked me who you are, I would be like, I don't know. So getting to know about yourself, your personality, your interests, your values, your aptitude, your ability. Aptitude is the ability that you're naturally born with it. If someone's very good in playing musical instrument, it means that, they're very good with the musical intelligence. Or someone, naturally very good in, grasping mathematical problems. So getting to know your values, the values, certain values that we hold on that, influences our behavior and attitude. So getting to know every aspect of yourself is very, very important when you are deciding your career factor. Next. So how many of you know Hellen Keller? You can give me a thumbs up if you know her. Anyone? Okay. Hellen Keller, at the age, when she was 19 months old, she, became blind and deaf because of a deadly disease at that time. And gradually what happened is, she had a lot of issues with her health. And my question here is that how did she become, a teacher, author, public speaker, linguist, essayist? A person with a physical disability, getting into all of these professions. Do you have any idea how did she, make the switch? Any one of you? You can even use the chat box to answer. Anyone? Okay. So you can see the lady behind her who guided her throughout the years, giving her encouragement, motivation, guiding her, leading her on how to go about it, what to do. And she is one of the most well-known, rewarded person and well-known person around the world. So here, from her story, what we have to understand here is that guidance, especially in terms of career, is very, very important. Next slide. Now, when do I need career advice or career counseling? Now, people that we know around us, family, friends, teacher, elders that we know, oftentimes, they want what's best for us. They do tend to influence us with a good intention without knowing that, what is your desired career. But in a career counseling environment, what happens is the counselor will acknowledge what you want to be, help you to figure out what you want to do, and guide you through that. A lot of times, family, friends, elders, they might not have the accurate information that we need regarding particular career, but a career counselor can guide you through that. Now, coming to benefits of career counseling. When I ask you the question, is there really a need for career counseling? A lot of us are ambiguous about it. Now, I don't want to abruptly say there is a need. I would like to point out two, empirical studies that were done. 98% of universities and colleges felt that career counseling should be incorporated in the school curriculum for school students. And the second study showed that 93% of Indian students are only aware of 7 common career options, but actually there are 300 plus career options available. So from here, from these two studies, what we need to understand is the need for career counseling is very high. So the number one factor that I would like to talk about is lack of career information and lack of self-knowledge. A lot of times we are unaware of different academic programs, different, colleges that are offering various multiple programs. If I say medicine, everybody could think about is doctor, but there are multiple options available under the field of medicine. So lack of career information. Second, lack of self-knowledge, your strength, limitation, personalities, all that aspect you have to know before you're deciding your career. The third most important problem in our country that we face is herd mentality. I don't know how many of you would have heard this term. It's more like my friend is choosing engineering, let me also go for engineering. Everybody is going for engineering, let me also go for engineering. This mentality is there in so many students, and because of which there is a increase in unemployment. If everybody goes for engineering, there is no assurance that everybody will get a good job. So herd mentality. So this has to be avoided. We're all unique, we're all different, we all have a different pathway to achieve what we want to be. Coming to the next factor is mental health. A lot of students have the potential, but they have very low self-esteem, very low self-confidence, and because of which they just walk away. So coming to a career counseling environment that could be, resolved, a counselor could help them motivate, and the irrational fear could be eradicated by rationalizing them. So all that could be addressed in a career counseling setting. Sometimes parents-children conflict can arise. Parents might direct you towards a different career, but you have, an idea of a different career, and that could be a clash. Career counseling could help you with that too. And career counseling could give you proper guidance, help you recognize what is the factor that is influencing you and how to go about it. So all of these things adds on and talks about the need and benefits of career counseling. Okay, we're going to play a fun activity. All you have to do is just give me a thumbs up or, type in your chat box. Okay, please participate. So when I read out the statement, if that's you, then just give a thumbs up or you can type in your chat box. Let's go. I know what I'm skilled at and where I can improve. I don't see any thumbs up. I know what I'm skilled at and where I can improve. How many of you are well aware of your skill and know which are the areas that you can improve? Anyone? Okay, we'll go to the next one. I know which course and college I am going to apply for after 12th.
Does no one, is everyone confused about what their next course of action is going to be? Ellerine, Mayfair, I think there's a few people here. Just give us a thumbs up, like if you all can relate to this statement of if you all feel like, okay, I know which course and college I'm going to apply for after 12th, then yeah, put a thumbs up or write, that's me. Or you can even unmute yourself and say, yeah, that's me. Okay, so no one? Okay, the next one. Yes.
Yes, all of you need career counseling? Most of you are unaware. Okay. I am opting for engineering because my friend is also taking it up. If you all can relate to this statement, you can give us a thumbs up or put your message in the chat box. Okay. Oh, thank you. We're getting few responses. Thank you. Okay, the next one. I love gaming, but I'm not interested in pursuing it as a career.
And this, yeah, okay.
Oh,
And
thank you.
this could be like anything. How about, okay, I love designing clothes, but I am not interested in pursuing fashion designing as a career, right? So this like clearly demarcates like, you know, a difference between hobbies and interests. Next one. Yes.
I get anxious when I think about what course to apply for. Okay, we're getting a response. Thank you. Thank you for responding.
Yeah, okay. Some of you all raised your hand, some of you all said yes, right? Okay, so some of you all said no. Yeah, okay. So it is scary, right? Like being in this phase of life when you have to make such big uh, decisions about what you're going to do next, what course you're going to apply for, which college. So yeah, I know. Okay, I think you guys are a little sleepy. I know it's Saturday and it can get and then Saturday evenings, you know, you want to relax. So let's play maybe a, a fun version of the That's Me game. Okay, so since you all have started responding, I want all of you all to respond for this, right? Okay, the first one is I have traveled to more than 3 cities in India. Okay, all right. You have Bhumika. Okay. Uh, I play a musical instrument. Okay. Stefika Mayfair. Yeah. Okay. I'm a left-handed person. Who are those rare people who write with their left hand? I was. Okay. So you're no longer a left-handed person. Um, I don't know your real names because I think your Zoom names are coming up on the screen. But okay. I have danced on stage. Me. That's me. Eunice, have you?
No.
Okay. I like eating Maggie with sauce. Who here likes eating Maggie with sauce? No. Okay. No. Okay. There's a lot of no's here. Okay. This is very, I think you'll have a very strong feeling towards eating Maggie with sauce. Okay. I think this sentence has gotten the most response in the whole uh session until now. Okay. So it was nice getting to know you all a bit here. Now moving on to how can I decide, which Eunice will take over.
Coming to decision-making aspect. Usually very common and natural way of humans, making a decision are two types. One is intuitive decision making. So going based on your gut feeling. For example, if you go to a restaurant and you ask for biryani, because you know that the biryani tastes very good in that restaurant. Why? Because of your past experience. So with past experience and learned experience, we tend to make, decisions very intuitive. Can we use the same, decision making style in our career? No. Career is something very, very important in our life. So while we are deciding what to do, how to go about it, we have to be very earnest and get the appropriate guidance that is needed. So the second type is reasoning it out, collecting the facts, data, talking it out. And this reasoning it out is very, very important, talking to an expert or, getting the required information, getting to know about yourself, what will suit you, how will you enjoy in that work environment, picturing yourself, will I be able to, get acquainted well enough in that particular career. So reasoning it out, we are going to look into 5 steps, very, detailed, which Miss Deborah will be taking. Right, so I hand over the session to Deborah.
Okay, so, while making a decision, there are so many things to consider here, right? Like we have to take all the factors into consideration before making a decision, because like Yuna said, especially something as important as a career related decision that you need to make needs to be really thought out. Yeah. So this is a decision making wheel. That is a technique. I will walk you all through different steps and the different areas you all can look into while making a choice. Yeah. So first we have the concern, which is in the middle. If y'all can see here, this is a concern. That can be like a problem that you all have that you'll need to make a decision on. For example, okay, I'm going to share something personal here. When I was in 12th standard, I also had like all this confusion as to what to do next. And I wanted to take psychology, but my father wanted me to take BCom, right? So that is my concern here. What do I pick, which is the right career for me? Okay, and first we're going to look at choices. That is the first aspect of the wheel. So if y'all have a pen and pencil here, y'all can also write this down, right? Y'all can put down your problem, which is whatever the issue is, whether it is, okay, should I go on this trip or not? Should I start, an Instagram page for my baking business? Should I start selling things online, right? Like a lot of people now, very young budding entrepreneurs we have in our current day and age, right? So first we have the problem and then we look at our choices. So for me personally, it was my choices were either psychology or BCom, right? Next we look into the consequences. Now consequences are like effects of our decision. Like if I make this particular choice, what is the effect of it? For example, if I take psychology, how would that affect me? I would be happy, yes, but my father might be quite disappointed. If I take BCom, he would be happy, but can I study BCom for 3 years, right? So those are the consequences or the effects of each of our choice, right? So for example, if you all have, should I start an Instagram page for my baking business, home baking business, right? Yes or no? Your consequences would be, if it's yes, then okay, I might get in more customers, I might my page might become famous. If it's no, don't. But also what can also happen is I might need to spend a lot of time working on my posts and all of that. And if it is a no, then people will not know of my brand, and I will not be able to reach many people, right? So that is consequences. Next we have is values. So values is basically values direct our choices, directs our behavior. My values are contribution. I want to contribute something to society, to others, right? That is an important value for me. Another value is passion, right? I want to follow a career that I am passionate about. Ironically, our companies you know, title is also a pathway to your passion, right? So I think I'm in the right company. So yeah, so those are my values. Maybe you all can use your chat box to maybe tell me what your values are. There are so many values here. There's adventure, there is authenticity, there's trust, love, kindness. There's so many values out there. You all can give me some examples of values that are important for you in the chat box. Yeah. So values is something that we need to look into when we are making a choice. Does this value align with this choice I'm going to make? Right? For example, because contribution and passion is my value, who can tell me here what my choice would be between psychology and BCom? You can unmute yourself or write it on the chat box. Can anyone guess? Psychology, yeah. So psychology is the obvious choice here because, yeah, I want to contribute to society, right? So feelings, next is feelings. We have to also look into how we feel about each choice. How does taking BCom make me feel? We need to ask ourselves this question. How does taking psychology make me feel? How does going against my father's wishes make me feel? How does taking up a course that is not very prevalent in India, because psychology at that point there wasn't much scope for it. Now it's upcoming. At that time it was still growing as a field. So how does that make me feel? That makes me feel scared. But so we need to take all these feelings into consideration because feelings give us information, right? Then more information is so along with our feelings, what else gives us information? You all can think about Google. Yeah, Google gives us a lot of information when we are stuck. Talking to other people, maybe friends, family. How is how okay? If I want to ask you all this question, when you all are stuck and you all need to make a choice, where do you all go for information? Would you all go to your parents? Do you all search online? Do you all read books? Take it from the TV? Where do you all go for information? Parents? Okay. Okay, there's a lot of responses here that say they go to their parents. Yeah, and parents do guide us, right? And help us make choices. So the next thing we see is who can help, right? So who can help us with making the choice? It can be someone who is in the field, who can give their personal experience. We can also consider people who can help, carry out the decision smoothly. Now, if I say, okay, I'm going to take psychology, I can maybe talk to a teacher, a psychology teacher in the college, and be like, okay, how do I go through the admission process? What are the requirements? Right? So we consider those things and we check, okay, do we have the resources? Do we have the network to, carry out this decision smoothly? And then finally, we take the decision. So did you all understand this decision-making wheel? Do you all have any doubts? If you all have any doubts, you all can put it in the chat box. If you don't have any doubts, you all can write no in the chat box. So then we can move on. Okay. Okay, so you all got this, right? It would be nice if we can actually do the activity here. But okay, maybe after the session, you all can take out a sheet of paper and write down, a problem that you all have a concern about, making a choice, and then write down what are your choices here. Write down the effects of every choice, what your values are. It is so important to know what your values are because at every stage of our life, our values can change. Maybe when you're in school, your values could be maybe, having good relationship with your friends, family, and love and all of that. And when you're between your 20s, 30, your values can change into career, money. Then when it's again 40 to 50, it could be more like spending time with loved ones and all that. So it is important to know what your values are at every stage so y'all can make decisions accordingly, right? Okay. So next we are going to go into emotions. Okay, I want you all to be active during this segment because it's a very interesting segment, which I think will be useful for all of you all. Yeah. Everyone knows what emotions are, but if I ask you all to define it, then you all will get stuck because it's not very easy to define what an emotion is, right? Um, okay, can you all tell me what the first girl is? What emotion is she showing? What do you all think she's feeling? Angry. Yes, very good. So she's showing anger. Annoyed. Yeah, annoyed is a degree of anger, right? Correct. Um, okay, what is the second guy? What is his expression? What is the emotion he's showing? So someone said she's showing a concerned and judgy look. That is true. Good observation. What about the second guy? What is his expression? Sad. Yeah, Sonia. Okay. This is the person next to the girl. Probably regrets something he has done. Okay, that's a very interesting observation. Yes. He looks like he's done something and he's like, oh no, why did I do that? Yeah. Okay. The third guy, what is he feeling? I think someone said shock, surprise. Yeah, right. That's the right emoji for it. Looks exactly like his face, no? Shocked, surprise, wonder, maybe. Yeah. And the last girl, what emotion is she showing? What do you think she's feeling? She's got a nice, calm, serene look on her face, and she's smiling. She's worried. Okay. Happy. Yeah, I thought so too. I thought she looked happy because she was smiling. But yes, like her eyebrows do seem like she looks worried, right? So this is the thing about emotions, Uh, people have these expressions, where their behavior, with their tone of voice and all of that, we try to understand or identify what someone else is feeling. Usually we're able to get it, right? But a lot of times we are not able to identify what we ourselves are feeling. That is not very easy, right? um, but if we are not able to identify what we are feeling, how can we express that to someone else authentically, and how can we uh, help when we are not able to express what we are actually feeling? That really hurts the relationship, right, and hurts ourselves. So it is important for us to be able to identify our own emotions and be able to manage our emotions and identify emotions in others and manage theirs as well. So that is our topic on coping with emotions. So first we're going to see is authentic feelings. Now there are four basic emotions that we all feel. It's universal. I feel it, you would feel it, even the president and all your superheroes, all your Marvel superheroes, everyone feels these four basic emotions. What are they? You can use the chat box to write. Happy, yes, correct. You got one right. Angry, yes. Sad, yes. Happy, sad, anger. One more. The last one is always the toughest one for people to get right. I'll give you all an example. Okay, now if suddenly I'll get a message saying you'll have an exam tomorrow, how would you all feel? Worry, okay. Anxious, okay. Correct. So worry and anxious are degrees of fear, right? Sonia said excited. Sonia, excited is a degree of happiness. Yeah, that comes under happiness, right? So the basic emotions are happy, sad, anger, and fear. The other ones where you say excitement, you know, peace, all of that comes under happy. If you say like, annoyed, frustrated, all of that comes under anger. If you say worry, anxious, that all comes under fear, right? Okay, so these are the 4 basic emotions. Now, when does a person feel happy? When we get what we want. Yeah. So, for example, if there is a race, you're running in this race, you would want to come first. You'd want to win the race, and if you come first, you would feel happy. So when we get what we want, you want this something that you saw on TV or something you saw in the shop. You really want it, and you get it. You feel happy, right? When does a person feel sad? When we lose something. So when there is a loss, there is sadness. And the loss can be a loss of a person, a loss of hope even. When you trust your friend with something and then they let you down, there is a loss of trust there. That can also cause sadness. Yeah. When does a person feel anger? When there is an injustice or when someone has crossed a boundary. Right? What is a boundary? A boundary is our way of letting people know how to treat us, right? For example, when you have physical boundaries, some people don't like to be hugged, right? So that is a physical boundary of theirs. Or even emotional boundary. When you trust a friend and you are telling them about maybe how bad your day went or telling them about something personal, and then they just say, they probably share it with someone else and twist it or something, that is crossing a boundary. That is an injustice, right? So you feel anger at that point. When does a person feel fear? When there is a threat in the future or there is some sense of uncertainty, right? So when I said, okay, what if there is an exam tomorrow? That is a threat, right? Because there are consequences to that. You don't know what might happen if you don't perform well. So you naturally feel fear. So in these situations, we feel these emotions. These are the appropriate emotions to feel in such situations. Now, for example, that the race example, if when you are running the race and you came first, imagine if you all sat in one corner and started crying after coming first. Do you think that is the appropriate emotion in that situation? Like, give me responses here. If you win something that you really want and you sit and cry in a corner, wouldn't people get confused around you? Wouldn't they wonder what happened? Why is she crying? Why is he crying? He just won, right? So when you express emotions that are not appropriate to the situation, it can confuse people. I'll give you another example. Now there are these 2 friends, very close, best friends, right? And let's just say one person is Tina and one person is Nupur. Now Tina and Nupur are very close, and Tina has suddenly started becoming close to someone else. Like she's hanging out with a different set of friends. Now Nupur is feeling left out. She's missing her friend. What do you think is the authentic feeling there? What is she really feeling at that point? Can someone say in the chat box what Nupur will be feeling if Tina suddenly starts hanging out with someone else? Sad, sad. Yeah, it's very good that you all are able to identify that. Why sad? Because there has been a loss. Nupur is missing her friend. She used to hang out with her friend. She'd get insecure and would feel betrayed, right? Yeah. So she feels like there's someone missing, and she feels sad. But if she reacts with anger, imagine she goes up to Tina and says, Tina, how could you do this to me? What do you think of yourself? You just left me like that. I don't like you anymore. That's it, we're done. And she just shows anger at Tina. Now, what has actually happened here is Tina has distanced herself maybe from Nupur. Nupur is feeling sad, but instead she shows anger. Now that will confuse people around, and Tina will probably be like, hey, what is happening? Why is she reacting this way? Like, what did I do? So, so when we show an emotion that is not authentic, it can confuse people around us. Just 1 minute. Yeah, sorry. So she'd feel bad because she's losing a bond with her friend. Yes, there is a loss. Very good, Sonia. You've picked it up rightly. So what happens sometimes is when we are feeling an emotion which we are not comfortable expressing, we cover it up with another emotion, right? And we show that. So what we are feeling probably can be sad because we have lost a friend. But what we express is anger. So we have covered that sadness with anger. Now, when we cover another feeling with the authentic feeling, it is called racket feelings, right? So they cover up authentic feelings with another feeling that we're used to or familiar with. Now, we would have seen this in maybe in childhood, you know, when when parents tell, this young boys, kid, when if a young boy is crying, they would tell them, why are you crying? What are you a girl to sit and cry? All the stereotypes, stop crying, right? So this small boy learns that, okay, crying is not accepted. It is not allowed. Parents don't like it, right? And then they start covering up that sadness. They don't show it out. And they might cover it up with anger, because when they show anger, people give them attention and they wonder, okay, what is happening, right? So a lot of people, if you see, when they have lost something, what they show out is anger, because they may not be comfortable showing that sadness. So racket feelings are feelings that are familiar, that were learned and encouraged in childhood, right? They are substitute for real feelings, and they do nothing towards solving the problem. They sometimes make the problem worse. Now, if Nupur goes and he starts yelling at Tina, that's just going to make the problem even worse. Imagine if she had gone to Tina and said, Tina, I'm feeling quite sad that you don't hang out with me anymore. I think we used to be quite close, and now suddenly this distance is there. It hurts. What you're doing is hurting me. Would this would Nupur telling Tina this help the situation, or would her yelling at Tina help the situation? Right? Obviously, her sharing her feelings authentically will help. So I'll give you all another like a personal experience here. So a few months back, I was going to have a group session, a live interaction with about 100 people. And I was feeling nervous because this was just after the third wave, the COVID wave. And I had not, been in a room with so many people in like a year and a half. And I was feeling nervous. But so while I was preparing at home that morning, I was just snapping at everyone. Like I was snapping at my sister, I was snapping at my dad. I was just like, okay, what is happening? And they were confused. They were like, okay, what is going on, Deborah? Like, why are you getting irritated? And then I stopped and I asked myself, okay, what just happened? What is happening right now? I have a session with about like 100 people, and that is making me nervous. But I'm not able to express that nervousness. I'm covering up that nervousness with another emotion, which is easier for me, which is anger. And I'm expressing that, which is confusing people, which is not helping the problem, right? So it is important for us to identify our emotions at any point. And how do we do this? First is we need to ask ourselves, okay, what just happened? What is the situation, right? Has there been a loss? Has there been an injustice done? Someone crossed any boundaries of mine, right? Or is there a threat in the future? If there's been a loss, then okay, I might be feeling sad. So it's first important to check what is the situation, and then identify, okay, there's a loss, I'm feeling sad. If there is any threat, or if I'm not sure about what is going to happen, okay, I might be feeling fear or anxious. Or if someone has done an injustice, okay, I'm feeling angry, right? So first is to identify what you're feeling, and second is to express that in a healthy manner. When you're feeling sad, it is good to talk to someone about it. You can talk to a friend, you can talk to your parents, someone you trust, you can journal, right? I know in COVID time, we've all been so feeling alone and all of that. Connect with people, right? Start journaling your thoughts every day. When you're feeling angry, there are different ways to express our anger. Express it in a healthier way, right? Uh, Express it in a way that respects your feelings and also respects the other person's feelings, and not doesn't put anyone down, doesn't hurt anyone, right? The way you express your anger needs to solve the problem, not make the problem worse. And when you're feeling fear, again, talk to someone about it. It helps. Or build your confidence, prepare and work on yourself and work on your tasks, so that you are quite certain of your success. So this is about emotions. Does anyone have any doubts, any questions? You all can, now it's question answer time, so you all can, this whole session, if you all had any doubts, any questions, anything you want to share, you all can put it down in the chat box. Or if not, you all can send me a thumbs up emoji on the chat box to tell me that you all have understood. Anyone? Okay. Okay. So you guys have understood the session, I guess, on authentic feelings and racket feelings. Yeah. Okay. These are just emerging careers in India: mobile app developers, animation and gaming industry, organic farming, content writing. There's a lot of demand for content writing, data scientists. Yeah. You can look at this. These are some courses for paramedical fields, vocational courses, graphic designing, hotel management, engineering courses. You can look at civil engineering, architecture, ethical hacking, aviation, design, applied arts, entrepreneurship, defense, civil service, management, psychology, sociology, accounts, forensic science. That's quite interesting, right? Food science, teacher, counselor, medicine, economics, allied medicine, life science. Yeah. So this brings us to the end of our session. So to summarize, it's good for you all to explore your strengths, your skills, your abilities, find out, what your areas of interest are, research about it, pursue it, talk to career counselors if you'll have any doubts on what you'll want to pursue, how to, get into a course, what are the best colleges. Yeah. And we spoke about decision making. You all can use the wheel to make a decision, and about emotions, on how to identify your authentic emotion and express that for healthier relationships with yourself and with people. Yeah. Okay, it was so nice interacting with you all today. I hope you all had a good session and good informative session as well. I hope you'll have an amazing weekend. Take care and bye.